All right, we're going to start the broadcast a little bit early as we have a special guest here in the broadcast booth, Donald Young. Donald getting a first-round win here on the doubles side. Before we talk about the singles aspect of things, just how important is it for you to get some extra matches here on the clay playing doubles with Dean O'Brien the last couple weeks?
It's great. Last week we went out early, but still another match on the clay, another match play. So I haven't been getting many matches in a row this year, so I wanted to get a lot of matches, and hopefully we can do that this week.
Are you one of the kind of guys who likes to play doubles beforehand so you can get acclimated to the court? Especially, there is a difference in how they hydrate the court here versus Savannah. Is it nice to have that experience on center before you play your singles?
100% it is. It's every tournament, every service is different, and seems like underneath it's water from below. So in other ones it's topical. So it's definitely different. And to get a doubles match in and definitely a win is great before you play a singles match.
Well, it's been a couple years since we saw you on the USTA Pro Circuit, Tallahassee 2014, the last time you played a 50K. I know you don't like to come back and play at the challenger level, but what are the important things that you're trying to take out of these events here last week and this week in Tallahassee?
Again, it's match play. Match play wins. It builds confidence. I feel at any level you get the matches and the wins, it translates to the other levels. Because I know, for me, even growing up, being younger, the challengers was a springboard to the tour and vice versa. So it's great. And right now in my ranking, these points, by winning them, even by making semis last week, I didn't hardly gain any points, but by winning them and getting to the finals, you can still move up the rankings.
It still seems like at this point now more guys in your location of the rankings are taking advantage of playing some challengers, not only to get that match play, but also just to solidify where they're at. They just have the bigger points. If you're semifinals and better, it's just kind of those lower level points for you as you stack up your 18 results.
Exactly. It's important, especially winning, because that's like making a semi of a tour event. So it's big, and that can definitely push you forward. And the guys are good here, so you're definitely having to grind and fight. And for me, the tournament's going on in Europe, and they're masters on clay, so it would be me going over there trying to win 2 matches there versus driving up the street from Atlanta to these 2 events.
Yeah, it must be nice to be this close to home. You can also get a little bit of training in over the last couple of weeks. And why not play Sarasota as well as this 3-week stretch?
For me, it was coming right after Houston. I haven't done great in Sarasota, so it's kind of like it would have been nice, and I really didn't think I was going to play Sarasota. I kind of thought I'd play Savannah in this one, and if I had to, I was going to pull out. So it was kind of in between, and I didn't want to commit and have to pull out of a tournament.
I've not gotten the opportunity. I don't believe it was actually a thing a couple of years ago, Yim Life. Can you explain it for people who maybe don't really get it?
Yeah, my friends and I, we came up with something, and it means young in motion. So a lot of guys call me that. They call my mom Mama Yim. We wear the bands, the T-shirts, and really, it's for me. I'm trying to start a thing to get the kids moving and active. It's like my charity and whatnot. And I want the kids moving and off the couch and playing the video games and onto the tennis courts, playing basketball. Trying a lot of different things.
How much are you able to get back to Chicago, where you grew up, much younger, and get people involved in tennis? It's my home state as well.
Yeah, actually, I don't get back that much. I would love to get back more, but I'm definitely looking forward, and hopefully I can go back a lot more and working with the kids, because that's where I grew up and that's where it was the start for me, and I love Chicago.
All right, before we let you go, I know you want to kind of get out of here and kind of focus on your match tomorrow, but it is an interesting one with Escobedo. Had a great week in Sao Paulo. What do you know about him, another up-and-coming young American?
Ernesto, he had a great week last week, and he was in the offseason in L.A. with us as well, training, so I saw him a little there. We didn't hit much, but I got to see him work out in the gym with him. Solid player, big kid, strong kid, hits big off both sides, and he's working with Peter Lucanson as well, so I know him from the juniors.
All right, Donald, thank you so much. Get out of here, get some rest, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good talking.
15 love.
Back to the task at hand here, Benjamin Locke and Daniil Medvedev. Ace for Locke, and he's not going to be intimidated in the least. 3 times that he's played here in this Tallahassee Challenger.
Love. Game. Ball.
We had Ruan Rulafse on just a little while ago for our doubles match,
First game.
and he told me after our doubles match completed to watch out for Locke because he has a cannon. Showed it there. 3 aces, and it's 1-love. Great to be with you here. Our final match of the day in Tallahassee, at the Tallahassee Tennis Challenger. And this crowd loves to have the Florida State guys in action.
Daniil Medvedev to serve.
It has been a challenging week for Medvedev, to say the least, with that
Love 15.
unsportsmanlike conduct disqualification against Donald Young last week. I did not get to talk to him at all today as we arrived early this morning to ask how much he's able to focus just on his tennis ever since the disqualification. You know, he stuck around in Savannah just a couple of days afterwards.
15-13.
A nice public apology on Facebook, and I think he wants to, at this point, leave it at that, as will we. Call was good. "20 years old, trains out of France, from Russia, 265 in the world heading into the week."
40-13. Peace.
As he close for Medvedev. Benjamin.
Advantage. Medvedev. Game. Medvedev. 1 game all.
1-all here. Locke recently celebrated his 23rd birthday, senior here at Florida State.
15-love.
Has been playing #1 for them all year. Has been inside the top 10 in the collegiate rankings. Does have a professional ranking at 710, career high for him 695 last summer. told me earlier today that he's been encouraging Benjamin to move forward a little bit more. Obviously, with that kind of height and that kind of wingspan, it can be such a threat. And our Scandinavian friend on Twitter comparing him to a thinner version of Sam Groth. Soft hands there from Medvedev, and creates the first break point of the match.
Advantage, Medvedev.
No.
Advantage, Medvedev.
It's one where maybe the lack of clay court experience here this year might hurt him. Pair of backhand errors in a row, and Medvedev gets an early break. It's 2-1. You're watching live streaming on the USTA Pro Circuit.
Before you saw them at the U.S. Open, you saw them on the USTA Pro Circuit. With more than 80 events across the United States, the USTA Pro Circuit is coming to a location near you. Be sure to also watch live streaming on USTA.com. It's your chance to catch a rising star. Pro tennis that's up close and fun for the whole family. That's the USTA Pro Circuit.
Beautiful night here in Tallahassee. We did have a 15% chance of showers this afternoon and into this evening. But the Bob Ross fluffy clouds have kind of scared away those naughty ones. Only problem for us tonight, the mosquitoes here, and that's the biggest worry you have. That's not bad at all. Medvedev hoping it's a nice worry-free night for him. Still has that baby face, doesn't he?
Oh.
Pair of double faults in his first two service games. Good win in his opener over Mitchell Kruger last week. Pair of tie-break sets, and came from a breakdown in both of those sets. It really feels like for Locke right now, a lot of these errors are just due to footwork. Medvedev on top of his week in Savannah last week, also trained on the red dirt in France the week before as part of a Technofiber outing. It's been a weird couple of weeks for two of those guys who are at that event. If I remember correctly, it's Medvedev, Kruger, Barrère, and Jasika. Obviously, we know about what happened with Medvedev last week on the USTA Pro Circuit. Jasika apparently retiring and then unretiring in the span of an hour. Medvedev with an ace there to 3-1.
Medvedev leads 3-1.
No support from this crowd right now. Very vocal in support of the Florida State senior. It's not bad. Head down, just powers through. Locke's going to come take a look at the mark. Josh Gates, our chair umpire, says it is good. One of the higher ranked players in Medvedev that Locke has faced in his career. Jim Herr, the one top 100 guy. Lost in 3 sets in the Davis Cup match. Lone challenger main draw match last year. Took a set from Jared Donaldson. Had looks and had openings in the second set. Top rankings win for Benjamin Locke in a Mozambique Futures last June over Silva, Portugal. I'm sure that will all change this summer as he's going to be a regular on tour. There will be some top 200 wins in his career, I would guess, this summer.
15-14.
2 more break chances, though, for Medvedev here. Just destroys that backhand. Medvedev with the second break, 4-1.
Medvedev leads
Man
4
possessed
games to 1.
here in Tallahassee. This is where you can find me on Twitter. We start tomorrow again at 10 o'clock. It is just going to be a really busy day for us on center court. 4 pretty competitive first-round singles
Quickly,
matchups.
please.
Alejandro Fayan and Mitchell Kruger, Smichek Baker, Donaldson Emery, Alice Fratangelo. That's just the day session. Benjamin Locke will be involved in a doubles match tomorrow night with his partner Marco Nunez. And then we have the rematch of last year's final, Tiafo Arguello.
Love. Tino.
I thought the Florida State guy was supposed to get the home court bounce.
13-15. $40-15.
Helps to be that long.
Medvedev.
Smile on the face of Medvedev as he comes up with that one. And he has a 5-1 lead. Reason to smile here after a tough week. A little bit of relief for him. Locke serving to stay in the set.
Love 15. 15 all. T 15.
Benjamin's coach, Hultquist, will join us during the first set break. Told me his parents, Locke's parents, were here to watch this weekend.
T 15. T 30.
First of the day.
Juice.
I think it's more important mentally more than anything to get the hold here. Likely doesn't make a difference in terms of whether the set was won or lost, but find something that works. Nice serve and volley there. It's a tough low volley for Locke to deal with, but handles it comfortably. Another chance for 5-2. Good statement there for Locke, but it will be Medvedev trying to close out the first set when we return to Tallahassee.
Medvedev leads 5 games to 2.
Nice little VIP section just to the west of the court. And it is packed tonight for this Florida State evening tennis. We've got some more of it tomorrow. As we mentioned, Locke and his partner Nunez will be involved. And Francis Tiafoe, very popular after his finals appearance 1 year ago. It'll be our final match on. 6 o'clock start for the evening session. Might be pushing it to get it started at 6, but we'll see. Such a strong flat ball striker in Medvedev, and as a result, you're just going to see some weeks where he's fantastic and
15.
hitting perfectly, some weeks where he's way off.
15 all.
Third of the day for
15, 13.
Medvedev. Twice, he gets a home court roll.
30 all.
Quite a ways away from home here. 2 points from the first set.
T 30. Game.
6-2
And
first set.
Medvedev.
Medvedev come back for the second. You're watching live streaming on the USTA Pro Circuit.
When it comes to caring for stroke and brain aneurysm patients,
most hospitals have limited treatment options.
but at Tallahassee Memorial, we have revolutionary options for treating strokes and brain aneurysms without opening the skull.
Stopping clots and bleeds in their tracks.
And we're the only hospital in North Florida with the technology
And the endovascular neurosurgeons
needed to use it.
TMH, revolutionizing brain surgery in Florida's Panhandle.
All right, during our set break here, Mike Cation joined by Dwayne Holtquist, head coach of the Florida State Seminoles. You have to be maybe not happy with this first set and how it's kind of gone, and maybe not the clay court experience here over the last couple of weeks for Benjamin Locke, but your doubles guys who played, Dugas and Gracia, it really showed well in that second set to come back from a breakdown.
They did. I felt like maybe they were a little, it's Donald Young, they know who he is. But the second set, they really played well and hung right in there and kind of had a chance to win that second set.
What are the things that you look for in this tournament? We have some tournaments on the USTA Pro Circuit at the back end of the year in November. When it's the fall season, it doesn't really matter necessarily as much in terms of the team competition, but you're right in the middle of your season here. You've got the NCAA tournament coming up. What do you want to see from these guys when they're playing in a pro level event like this?
Well, this is a little bit of a break for us. We just got back from an ACC tournament. We got about 3 weeks before NCAA, so we're in the middle of finals right now, so it's a little challenge that way. But for Ben, this is what he's going to be doing next year. So this is a great opportunity for him to get a feel for what it's like out here. And he's had some wins over guys about this level. So clay court's probably not his best surface, but certainly want to see a good showing here at second set.
You say next year, but it's only a couple weeks away, really, for him. What do you think is his ceiling as he heads towards his professional career this summer?
Well, I think if you look at his body type, he's 6'6".
He's in great shape. So I really think he's going to have a very good career. He's very motivated, likes to work, and I think that's the kind of guy that is going to be successful. He's got a nice serve. He's got a good all-around game. Very good around the net. Got good hands. So, in fact, one of the things I'd like to see him do is get at the net a little more.
Yeah, if you can adjust the timing a little bit for Medvedev, do you think? I've kind of touched on it briefly. The fact that he hasn't had too many opportunities to play on clay, his footwork is just not quite as sharp as it would be.
Exactly. He played Friday night on hard court, and then he's got a couple days hit on here, and so I think his game will come around. He's played most of his career in the juniors, on the hard court. So he's not played a ton of clay court tennis, but he does do well with the ball if it gets up on him. You can kind of smack a forehand, and he can hurt you with the serve. So.
Is there any players, since he has game points here, any players that you would compare him to, names that people might know? He's supposed to get these home court rolls. That's three that have gone against him.
I would compare him to Kevin Anderson.
Okay.
I think he could be a Kevin Anderson, a guy.
You're saying that because I'm from Illinois, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. And, Kevin was a great college player. Developed to serve as his career went on. Got to the net more. Ben's got a very good backhand. So I kind of see him as like a Kevin Anderson type player.
Somebody mentioned that he has a very similar body type, needs to put on a little bit more muscle here as he gets this opening hold. A similar body type to Sam Groth, and has that same stature, I think, that Sam Groth has. Well, this is obviously different than some of our USTA Pro circuits at the back end of the year as well. This is off campus. Can you kind of explain the relationship that you do have with the Tallahassee Tennis Challenger at Florida State?
Well, Karen's been very gracious here, Karen Wachter, to give us a wild card in singles and doubles about every year, and some years more. We had 2 doubles teams in here this year, and for us it's tremendous for our program for our guys to get that experience and to play against top people, and this is Ben's 3rd year to play in it, so it's been really good for him and really motivational for him to see, I can kind of play with those guys. So, I think it's been great for him, and in years past, we've had guys make runs.
Yeah.
We've had some doubles teams get to semifinals, and John Eves won a couple rounds a few years back. So it's treated us very well, and I think it's a great recruiting tool having it here in town. And I think people around the country view the Tallahassee Challenger as one of the best challenger circuits, because it's really well supported with people coming out and watching, and many of the people that come out and watch here are also the people coming and watching our matches. So it's nice to see those same people out here.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Jean-Yves, mentioning that he's going to be retiring at the end of the year. He's just an incredible young man. What did he mean to your program, both when he was in school and then what he's meant after school?
I think John Eves was a very transitional player for us. I mean, he came in, was a 2-time All-American. First time we've had a 2-time All-American. He was ACC Player of the Year. He did something that not many people have done. I mean, he was in the 400s in the world while in college. So he was winning pro tournaments while in school, and at the same time he was going to school, he was making great grades. In doing kind of difficult coursework, and so like Ben, he was an incredibly hard worker, and I think then he was going to go and do the business world, and he did that for about a year and decided he wanted to come back and play pro tennis, and got himself back up to about 400s in the world, and just recently announced that he's going to retire in December.
Yeah, he's a great guy, and it's always fun to see him, and I know the future's here in Tallahassee at the end of the year is going to be his last tournament. So, well, Dwayne, we certainly appreciate you joining us. I know you're keeping a close eye on this. You want to make sure you give him a nice report right after the match, so go and enjoy this one.
Okay, thank you.
15. Opening.
Some reluctant applause from this hometown crowd. Locke has served 75% on the night, and to see him continuing to struggle to get some holds here is a bit on the surprising side. Obviously, this clay can certainly slow down a powerful server a bit.
$15-13.
Break chances for Medvedev to break this one wide open. Backhand continues to be quite a weapon for Medvedev. 2-1, set and a break lead here in Tallahassee.
Before you saw them at the U.S. Open, you saw them on the USTA Pro Circuit. With more than 80 events across the United States, the USTA Pro Circuit is coming to a location near you. Be sure to also watch live streaming on USTA.com. It's your chance to catch a rising star. Pro tennis that's up close and fun for the whole family. That's the USTA Pro Circuit.
Great to be with you here on the USTA Pro Circuit. As we mentioned, just a full day of action tomorrow, including our USTA Pro Circuit Roland Garros Wildcard Challenge leader, Bjorn Furtangelo.
9.
And of course, clinch the wild card by reaching the semifinals if he were to knock out Jared Donaldson along the way. It was a potential quarterfinal matchup.
Oh. Love 15. 13. Serve 14. Help. 15-14. Let's see, 40.
Tallahassee gets the break back. Nice fight from the Florida State Seminoles. Actually saw the same thing in that doubles match a little bit earlier. Dugas Gracia were down a set and a break and came back, forced a tie break in the second set. Nice for Nike to have a nice Florida State colored shirt for Locke to wear tonight.
Net Butter.
We talked about it early, and we talked about it with his coach. Not a lot of experience on the clay. And actually, also on top of it, his first professional match of 2016. So he's having to adjust to the speed. He's also having to adjust to the surface. Maybe now we're seeing closer to his normal level. Mark check here for Josh Gates in the chair.
This one.
Says it is good off of the line. Medvedev staying quiet.
30 love.
Probably a couple of opportunities there for Daniil to step forward and knock off an easy point at the net. Chooses not to, and here we are, 40 love. Great hold to love, and Locke storms back 3-2 here early in the second.
Locke leads 3 games to 2.
mosquitoes are out. Got the bug spray out in full effect here, and the lights also in full effect. Gates again hopping out. Hawk will say he agrees. Gates is really good about explaining what he's looking at and the angle he's looking at as well. It's the third ace for Medvedev. Really?
30 love. T15. T15. T30.
Again, we talked about it a lot during the doubles match. Those balls are not exactly easy. Even more so for a guy who's that lanky and not comfortable around the net. Three all middle of the set. Just wide. Medvedev points to the mark. It's the opening for Medvedev. Backhand gets away from him once again. Break chances for Medvedev. 3 of them
14.
on the day, now 3 of 4. Oh, boy. Oh, his wrist, too.
Can we get his towel, please?
More importantly than anything else, want to make sure his wrists are okay. Stumbles, falls, and is broken. 4-3 Medvedev out in front here in Tallahassee. Some more towels for Benjamin Locke there. He's still trying to shake off that right wrist a little bit. And the right ankle. This green hard true can get into your body pretty quickly. We talked with his coach, Dwayne Holtquist, earlier today, and I'm sure he has to be just cringing seeing that again. It's not for team-related play, and he's got a big couple of weeks in front of him here as he heads towards the NCAA tournament. This is really just a prelude to a professional career for Benjamin Locke. Be interesting to see how he structures what he does over the next couple of weeks. Does not have the opportunity to have wild cards here in the U.S. too often, being from Zimbabwe. So he might play a few of the South African. By South African, I mean the region, not necessarily the country, but those type of events that will be held over the summer. Medvedev, much like Locke, another guy who probably could stand to fill out just a little bit, still quite lanky. Really has not had a good serving day. Back below 50% after that one. Medvedev himself not happy with that surface. He almost slipped as well. Four, make it 5 now on the day. Return winner. Here comes Benjamin Locke once again. Given this opportunity by these two doubles, another break chance, 1 for 3 on the day. Three doubles to the delight of this Florida State crowd, and we're back level 4-all.
4 games over.
Big of a giveaway game as you could possibly have. Just had a new one here. A bat just flew through our broadcast booth. Solid. Good start to our week here in Tallahassee. That's really well handled from Medvedev too. A ball that bounces off the service line above his head. Still had control of that point, just misses the low volley. Game point for Benjamin Locke. Benjamin Locke to 5-4 has not let Medvedev consolidate. We're going to have to wait and check on this mark check, although both players are headed to their chair. Gate says indeed it is wide, so it is 5-4 here in Tallahassee.
Game long. Top leads 5 games to 4.
comes to caring for stroke and brain aneurysm patients,
Most hospitals have limited treatment options.
but at Tallahassee Memorial, we have revolutionary options for treating strokes and brain aneurysms without opening the skull.
Stopping clots and bleeds in their tracks.
And we're the only hospital in North Florida with the technology
And the endovascular neurosurgeons
needed to use it.
TMH, revolutionizing brain surgery in Florida's Panhandle.
I want to make sure we say this before we get too far. Our guys, especially Matt and Willie, out on camera, have had a tough day here today. That turnaround is always difficult. Sunday, Monday, Frenchie, Jeff, and Justin on the bus. A lot of hard work to get everything up and running on the stream for you. So appreciate everything they have done today. No doubt the experiences he's had, not just at the collegiate level, but also last year with Donaldson, the Davis Cup matches he's played. Ready for this type of an atmosphere.
Tino.
Sitting, waiting. How fired up is he right now? Again, it's another opportunity on a second serve for Medvedev, who is just having a brutal serving day, now at 44%. Well answered, sir. Fourth ace to go along with 8 doubles. Point for 5-ball.
Medvedev.
2 straight. You just have to nod your head and say too good. That was the bat.
Love. Love.
Jeez. That backhand always hit from right at the left hip, flat and almost down on the ball. Medvedev had a 30-all moment to deal with our last game, I should say, and came up with 2 aces. Now it's Locke to deal with it. Simple. First serve, huge up the tee, easy on the second.
14-13.
Yeah, just inside the baseline.
Listen.
That's a lot of effort from Medvedev. Only took like 2 strides.
Advantage, Love.
Again, a chance for 6-5. Medvedev pulls off. Josh Gates hops down. So we go back to deuce. Gets a whistle from somebody in the crowd. Be disappointed if it didn't. Not exactly clean on that overhead.
Advantage long.
Crowd thought he had it.
Advantage Medvedev.
Managed to come up with a few first serves. The last 30 all induced points. Misses there and now faces a breaker. In a moment like this, tend to get a little bit tighter, especially with the pressure you're facing. Fights off the break point. Another deuce, number 5. I know Locke watches this stream quite a bit. I think England did my job with his commentary. A bad mistake there. Another break chance. Medvedev gets the break, 6-5, and he will serve for a spot in the round of 16 when we return to Tallahassee.
Before you saw them at the U.S. Open, you saw them on the USTA Pro Circuit. With more than 80 events across the United States, the USTA Pro Circuit is coming to a location near you. Be sure to also watch live streaming on USTA.com. It's your chance to catch a rising star. Pro tennis that's up close and fun for the whole family. That's the USTA Pro Circuit.
What a week he's been through. He's handled it pretty professionally. And not easy for him to come into a situation like this with a rather hostile crowd on top of it. But he is serving for the match at 6-5. Has had break lead twice already and has not been able to consolidate in this set. That is a lot of heart from Daniil Medvedev. Thought he had won the point. And still sprinting to get to that one. Again, gets a lent cord. Such a quirky game. Medvedev claps, says nice shot. And he again is going to come circle mark though. Medvedev applauded the shot.
Yeah. Sure.
I think he just wanted to make sure, might as well in a situation like that. Lock with an opening.
15-13. You. Net.
Mark wants to look at that mark. Not going to have a mark check. Match point for Daniil Medvedev. And an ace will close it out. 6-2, 7-5. Medvedev sets up a potential rematch with Donald Young. It's the winner of a match tomorrow between Young and Ernesto Escobedo. Good day, though, for the Florida State Seminoles. Not getting the wins, but getting some high-pressure situations at the professional level. But that does it for our broadcast day. We restart tomorrow at 10 o'clock via and Kruger. Until then, Mike Cation signing off live streaming on the USTA Pro Circuit.